You there! This is Dave and Jason.
Hey!
From DC On Screen. It's that time again. We need help from you to grow our show. But keep listening because there's something in it for you. Give us a 5-star written review on iTunes for a chance to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win. The winner will be randomly selected with a number generator on random.org and announced on one of our news episodes. It's pretty simple, really.
Free stuff.
Hooray! Anyway, yeah, seriously, do that. It helps us a lot. It's, like, so good. Anyway, sit back. Enjoy this brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome to DC On Screen, episode 216. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Ah.
And we are going to get super spoilery on Arrow 501, Legacy. To recap, Ollie is mayor, but he's not doing a very good job of it. Thea is covering for him a lot and finding herself flourishing in the role. Felicity is the only person still helping with nightly crime-fighting activities, but is hard-pressed to convince Ollie that the old team is not coming back, that he should move on and train new people, such as all the new vigilantes running around town, having been inspired by the Green Arrow. You know, Ollie, like the one you just shot an arrow through. Ollie's kidnapped at the unveiling of Laurel's Black Canary statue. Tobias Church really wants to take Green Arrow down. Lance pulls himself out of the bottle to pull some strings and get a police task force in to help take Church down. In flashbacks, Russians tell Oliver an old proverb that lines up with what he needs to remember in the present while still setting up the bratva story. Oh, and Felicity is dating John Ritter's son.
And there we have it.
I mean, Detective Billy Malone.
Does he have a first name? I thought he was just Detective Malone.
Billy Malone?
Billy Malone it is. Okay.
Billy Malone now. Doesn't seem to be any
No,
Ollie
sir.
around. Oh.
No, sir. You sound too happy. I'm going to make you sad.
I don't care because it made my girlfriend laugh.
There you go. That's the spirit. What do you got on this one? You did mention it in your recap. Thea finally finding her element here.
Maybe. Yeah. It seems like she's digging this. She does become speedy again.
Briefly.
Briefly in the episode. Does not seem to be into that. And that's fine. Like I don't care anymore. Like if she's gonna be speedy, she needs to do it on her own.
No, she has a perfectly good reason for it though. She won't go back out there with him because putting murder back on the table is just too big of a step.
Well, she wasn't wanting to do it before that anyway.
Well, she's enjoying not killing people. That's probably something that is a good thing to encourage, just in general. But
right.
On the one hand, I'm liking her little story where she's apparently really pretty damn gifted as a politician, or at least an executive in the city. So she's doing well with that. They haven't thrown any men at her, and when she goes out as Speedy, she makes a perfectly fine point about murder and declares that she's not willing to do it for what I thought were well thought out reasons. Like, this is the most agency that she's had in the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it continues.
You know what I hope doesn't continue?
What?
The lines like, he's not just my brother, he's the mayor, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think I need to tell you. Guys, holy shit, the exposition on this show. Like, the Arrow writers are among the worst at exposition. If this season 5, you're not getting new viewers.
It's also episode 1.
New viewers.
They're going to throw some exposition in there. You've got you've got show.
At season 5, even if it is episode 1, season 5, if you're explaining to your audience or reminding them that Ollie is Thea's brother, you're in trouble. Oh man!
On the off chance that someone caught up on the Flash on Netflix and realized they wanted to try out these shows and just thought they'd try out Arrow tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I need to tell. No, you don't need to tell us. You don't. Yeah. This is on you. If you jump into a show that you've never seen at episode 1 of season 5,
in a world where we do have Netflix, and they're all there, I think, right now.
They're all there. Yeah, Arrow season 4 is officially on Netflix. They're all there.
I believe 1, 2, 3 were already. I understand.
I mean, it's aggravating. It's like one of those old Party of 5, or Party of 5 did that shit better. Like, just old soap opera shit where, like, they've got to explain the last 2 weeks of episodes so you understand why people are mad at each other. I don't know. I just hate the exposition. I hate it. Tobias Church was pretty good.
Yeah, he was good and bad. A couple of his lines were a little over the top for me, but
Oh, he was over the top. He was a scenery-chewing mofo. I have no idea what his issues are. Like, I don't know why he hates Green Arrow so much, or what he I don't know what his whole plan is, other than blowing up a power plant.
Speaking of exposition, they just go ahead and give him a resume by saying he already took over Hub City and Bloodhaven. Just
I squealed at Bloodhaven.
Through. Yeah, didn't you? They said he took over Hub City. I'm like, who took out the question? The first thing I thought. And Nightwing?
See, they said he took over Hub City. I just thought, the question must not be around yet.
Oh, yeah. That's how he formed. He probably made the question by taking over the city and leaving it in ravish, leaving it in shambles.
And Nightwing was over in Gotham helping.
Right. Oh, and that's the backstory. That's why he switched over to Bloodhaven, because he was done training under Gotham, and Tobias Church had just fucked over Bloodhaven so bad that it needed a savior. Well, thanks, Tobias Church. You just gave us Nightwing. I'm going to pretend that's true until they tell me otherwise.
Was that crazy, or did the van that Tobias Church was in with his goons, did it say A. Ross Paint?
I didn't see.
Like Alex Ross Paint?
I didn't see, but if they did, that's fantastic.
I thought that's what they said. What did you think about...
It was a police van when they pulled up to kidnap Mayor Ollie.
There was a SWAT team van that just pulled up randomly to do that. And
I just assumed they were in the same van the whole time.
Why wouldn't you change the van so it wouldn't say police SWAT? Okay.
No, I would think you'd want it to say police SWAT right up until you pour it out of it.
I guess. But then you know that the police are crooked, which I guess they already knew that. Was it weird to you that Ollie just said, "Hey, by the way, Laurel Lance was the Black Canary" in front of everybody?
No, they'd already announced.
Had they?
I think it was already. I thought it was already in the world that we knew about that. But yeah, she was in the hospital. Okay. She got herself outed when she came to the hospital in uniform.
That's right.
I mean, the doctor, we're calling her the night nurse, but the doctor that he found there kept his identity secret, but there's nothing he could do for her.
Yeah.
And we know what she said of her.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what did you think about that? Please don't let me be the last canary. That was some horse shit, right?
I liked it. Nope. Completely
You liked it?
Yep.
What?
Yep. I thought it was, her reasoning was weird. Like, then I'll always be out there a little bit fighting with you. But I didn't care for that nearly as much. But don't let me be the last canary. That was some Western feeling shit. I liked it. I guess that's it's like in a Western, like somebody hands somebody, they're dying and they hand over their gun, like, finish what I started, boy.
I get that.
That's how it came across to me.
I don't think I really liked it. And I don't think I liked it because it made me feel like she knew she was about to die. I just not felt, completely the tone that we've gotten
too
before.
Staged. I know that'd be just too much, right? But I gave it a pass on this. It didn't so much seem like she may die, but that kind of injury, she might have felt like she was probably not going to be able to, rehab herself back into the Canary outfit. Also, she's outed at this point, and she can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I know.
She can't put on the costume because they know her freaking address. They'll come arrest her when she does something. In theory, she was already actually going to jail if they wanted to prosecute her for, like, a lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah, you make good points.
My wife asked me, though, like, so did she died? I'm confused. Yeah, she died last season. But she was just talking to Oliver. Yeah, she got stabbed through the heart. And she was just talking to Oliver. Yeah, that was a few minutes after surgery. And she was just talking to Oliver. Yeah, all right, so she kind of went into surgery, and then she came out, and she was lucid for a few minutes, and then the complications that you would think would inevitably arise from a heart surgery caught up to her. So, yes, TB surgery. Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, that happens, though.
It's not like that. You don't come out of surgery and have a nice lucid conversation with somebody.
Yes, you do.
You
can.
Not a heart surgery. Not a we just put your aorta back together.
Yes. My grandfather, 84 years old, had heart surgery. Woke up, things were looking good. He was lucid, and a few hours later, he woke up and his heart was being torn apart by the blood pressure.
Well, damn. I thought that was purely a television mechanism.
No, and he died.
I'm sorry.
That's the real thing.
That is a real thing now. All right, I'll forgive the trope going forward.
The trope works. Unfortunately, I know.
I'll have to take it back. Sorry, show. You win this round.
Thanks for bringing it up, Googs.
Turn in his crew wherever he can. Oh. Speaking of thanks
awful.
For bringing it up.
That's awful.
Speaking of Guggenheim fucking with us. Who is it that Oliver's looking for in Russia? I don't remember his last name, but I sure as hell remember his first name's Constantine.
I did notice that.
And I just thought, come on, man, don't use that word unless you mean it. Other people he could have looked for in Russia.
It's Kovar, I think.
Change the name, for God's sake. Make
Kovar?
up anything other than that word, that cock tease of a word.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother me.
I just kind of got slightly frustrated with him.
How
How do you feel about the team now?
Konstantin Kovar. Yeah,
Is that him?
yeah. He's no. Yeah, there was no reason for them to call him Konstantin. In the books, he was something else.
Anyway.
Leonid Kovar was Red Star in the comics. So yeah, there was no reason to call him Konstantin. Jackass.
Just messing with us. You know what? I'll take a point for that, but I'll give it back for the shot of like when she's showing him dossiers of everybody. Did you see Vigilante's second picture?
Yes, I did.
The classic Vigilante, like right off Alan Moore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was we just reported on it.
That was nice.
George Perez, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I'd actually see like even a screenshot somewhere. So just even on the computer monitor, that was a nice how do you do.
And the by the way, the drawing that the police sketch that Tobias Church had of the Green Arrow was Neil Adams.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I love the parachute arrow.
Mm-hmm. That was fun. Oh, also the shot of him grappling up to the. Fantastic. And I wanted to say something about the camera work in general in this episode. The fight scenes. I thought this was a huge upgrade. I thought the fights looked
the same.
Fantastic.
I didn't. I thought they looked about the same.
No. The especially the fight early on with Anarchy with the fall through the levels. Really well done. I was impressed.
I'm not one to be able to really... I don't judge fight scenes that well anyway, because unless it is like something just so ballin' like Daredevil has done, I don't pay attention to them. Like, I try, but they're boring to me.
Well, something they did, like, end of last season, they were guilty of this the most, especially when they're having the big fight-offs, you know? Something they do in the show sometimes, they'll switch between close-up, like close-up action shots, you know, just hand catching a hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Over-the-shoulder shots of somebody punching somebody else and stuff like that. They'll switch between that, and when they do the pullback shots, it seemed like they were doing a lot of feet planted, standing still, just moving arms at each other kind of stuff. It looked weird. In this episode, it seemed like they were moving with each other. People are actually throwing each other. There's grappling. There's shots being taken. Like, the camera's moving along with them because there's need to do that. Feet aren't planted. That part was a huge upgrade for me.
Okay. I shall defer to what you were saying then. I don't know. I really don't pay attention to like I get so bored during fight scenes. Like, and you know, even on the Flash, like when I'm seeing like, you know, like, okay, cool CGI, and they're like I enjoy the bits where they slow down and we're like, oh, okay, look at that, that's neat. But like I don't care. I'm so bored by fight scenes. That's one of the I think that's one of the reasons I love
Flash,
Batman.
Like, yeah, he's fast, he saved the day. When are you gonna make me cry again?
Yes.
Make me cry.
Pretty much. Like, I like multiverses. I like a lot of the, you know, conversation that happens. Like, I like the storyline. I don't necessarily want to see, like, all the action. It kind of bores me.
You're in the wrong business, my friend.
That's why I like Batman so much, is because he just kind of, like, sinks out of the shadows and grabs somebody and pulls them in, you know? I mean, you know, except when you look at Batman v Superman, that warehouse scene, that was badass action. I loved every moment of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it just depends. Maybe I'm just an action snob,
a connoisseur. Can't be bothered with lesser action scenes.
Right. Maybe.
I mean, unless the Hulk is punching a giant creature in the nose, you really just cannot be bothered.
I feel like such a dick now. Like, there are people that's working really hard on these shows, and I'm just going
hours and hours of late hours, and you're Oh, speaking of that, I'll segue by saying, speaking of missed opportunities and action sequences. Now, when he does get attacked, and he only stops because the cameras are pointing at him, because it's just two gunmen right in front of him. He could have taken those guys out, and you see him look at the camera and go, "Damn it, I gotta go with him." I think taking the gunman out would have been huge for his approval rating.
Absolutely, but then everyone was like, "He does look like Green Arrow."
But at that point, I would think just own it. Just, you know what? Yes, by day I try to run the city as best I can, and by night I take out everybody I can. Has anybody got a real problem with this? Anybody? We have a police force. We have a corrupt police force. They're probably going to try to arrest me, but do you trust them or do you trust the guy that's been saving your ass every night?
Yeah.
Why don't we let Mayor Hanson run the cities, guys?
Yeah.
Know that every meeting I missed was because I was taking out a bomb that was going to destroy half the city. Forgive me if I didn't make it to the council meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. They're gonna. I
feel like a piece of crap now because I'm like, I don't really care about action sequences. But you know what I did write down. I didn't write anything down about action sequences. What I did write down. What the hell is Thea wearing? White shirt with loops. This is what I pay attention to.
There were a couple of times last season where they did that. Like there was one episode where Felicity was a Dalek for all right, and there was that blouse. I'll call it because I don't know another word for women's shirts, and I that's the only one I know. So there was that top. We'll say top that Thea was wearing that was held together by paper clips.
I forgot about the paper clips.
I did not forget about the paper clips.
Well, this was like a power suit, but she had like some kind of a weird shirt, I guess. Top might work, but it has like loops.
That's all. I remember the loops. Now that you mentioned, I remember the loops. But
I'm like, why are there loops everywhere? What can be gained?
Who's doing this to Thea?
Why can't Thea wear normal things?
What mad vixen is sneaking into her closet and leaving only loopy shirts?
I don't mean to loop shame Thea.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of getting on Thea's case, our buddy Matthew Ryan Cronin says, F you Thea, badass, breakneck Ollie is what I've been praying for. Oh. This is where I love the show.
Yeah, my verbatim note here is, yay, murderous Ollie is back.
You know what? No.
I mean, I know he was popping people. And by the way, he really likes that that backwards neck break thing. He is a big fan of that move.
He is.
But he does it to the poor guy. He's like, I'm sorry, you can't know my secret. Pop, right? I'm
right.
Even then I'm thinking, oh, damn. Okay. All right. So I guess he just killed the guy that, all right, he's willing to kill sometime. And he comes out there and straight caps a guy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I literally screamed at yelped at my television screen. Oh, damn.
Yeah. See, that was exciting for me. I did enjoy Ollie killing again, but I'm not willing to be like, oh, screw you, Thea. Sorry, MRC. Not willing to go there because for me, like when Thea's like, killing back on the table is a huge step backwards. I'm like, yes, this is a huge step backwards for the character.
2 seasons.
Well, no, last 4. Pretty much, because he didn't kill after season 1.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking it was more like season 2 where they started focusing on that, but you're right. Season 1.
No, it was the rebar through Tommy. I think that did it for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
mean, his logic is.
I enjoy seeing him kill.
His logic is impeccable, though. I mean, he could have killed Dark before, didn't. Now Laurel's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And but look, I liked his line about like if I go out there, I have to be willing to go out there with nothing holding me back. I mean, this all makes sense to me.
Sure, absolutely, it makes sense. I'm just saying she's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Which there was that.
Well, that's what makes it.
What was it? Robot chicken.
At least a fun storyline to catch up on is they're both kind of right. So I'm looking forward to the back and forth on that.
I enjoyed the robot chicken thing where he keeps like shooting arrows into people's arteries and like they're bleeding out and he's like, "What? I'm not killing them. I'm only decapitating them." Or not decapitating. That's not the right word I was looking for.
Desanguinating them?
Yes, exsanguinating them. Yes, that's it. Anyway, whenever I saw Ollie shooting everyone full of arrows when he quote unquote was not killing, I was like, bullshit, they're dying. They are bleeding out.
Dying all over the place. That guy just fell 2 stories, broke his neck.
No, he just broke a couple.
I just shot him in the calf. Yeah, off a building. Well, I can't help what happens after the arrow hits him. Yes, you totally can.
Oh my lord.
So how'd you like Terrific's little ultimatum? I mean, you knew he was going to want to join the team after he got mugged. I mean,
sure.
that's so obvious a storyline. It's hardly worth mentioning. But he comes back with 2 good points. One, you better go get this guy because I just got mugged trying to find him. Totally fair. And 2, I went on the team, and I'm looking forward to the next episode where we get trained. Looking forward to the training sequence.
Yeah. What'd you think with what'd you think with what am I talking about? Why am I saying that? What did you think about Diggle saying it seems like deja vu? Oh
yeah. I thought it was a nice little 2-way line because one, it has the obvious meaning that he's been overseas on deployment before.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, it does give you a nice like wink that things are a little different, but not in a way that we quite have explored yet.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done. Nice little sneaky line.
Well, apparently he's the one that's going to be affected the most by Flashpoint.
That's what they're saying. And in a few episodes, he's going to have something happen overseas where he realizes that finding himself is not going to happen on a tour of duty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, something about the episode, they hinted at it, but they never quite mentioned it, and I thought it would have been maybe the best point. Because Felicity, and in the many times she's arguing with Oliver about, you need to start a team, she brings up, like, these guys are out there because of you. And then she just didn't follow through with what I thought was the other extremely pertinent line of reasoning, was just, man, they're out there because of you, so now they're your responsibility. It is literally more irresponsible not to train these people who keep heading out every night and hurting people than it would be for you to give them a proper class. Like, they're out there being destructive anyway. Just put them to good use.
Yeah, I can see that. Same time, he put an arrow through Wild Dog, man.
Yeah, no. Keep that elevated.
Keep it elevated. Oh!
I mean, what do? You show up like a couple weeks later, change my mind. Come on. No, dude, you shot me with an arrow. All right, I won't do that anymore unless you need it.
Shoot when it's useful.
Yeah. By the way, second potential or current sidekick, he's shot in the leg for some reason.
Ollie's such a dick.
Just a matter of time before he shanks Thea for her own good. How do you like your Dark Archer?
I don't know what to think about this guy. Was this Prometheus? Is that who this is supposed to be?
I think so. I'm not sure. I just wrote down Dark Archer for now.
I mean, all we know is I felt bad about that. I felt bad for that cop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He went home to see his family and shit.
Mm-hmm. Had a picture of his family on the screen. He's
not
gonna make it.
I am not the Green Arrow. I'm like, oh my lord.
I
don't know.
You sure look it.
Yeah, but I guess this is Prometheus. Is that what we're led to believe? Is that what we're supposed to think?
I don't know. He looked very Batman-y.
Well, they've been calling the big antagonist for this season, Prometheus. So I'm assuming that's who this is.
They'll give you a name drop here in the next couple episodes. Now that he's made his way onto the radar, he'll be involved. They're going to be very busy up front.
I want Ragman.
You'll get your Ragman.
He better be supernatural, you jackasses.
Don't you try it without it. Looking at you, Legends. Looking at you.
So, I think that's all I have for this episode.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We are DC On Screen. You can find every episode, DCOnScreen.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, iTunes, and Stitcher. DC On Screen. That's how you find us. Proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network. I haven't said that all day.
Aw, well, they know.
And GiantSizeTeamUp.com, also part of the Batman Podcast Network. We're going to be coming up with a shortened news episode, as we are bringing an extra episode to you guys this week, our review for Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. So, until
that'll probably
the
just be
news
us
episode,
giggling for 10 minutes.
Right. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Are you struggling to lose weight and keep it off? Tired of wasting time and money on starvation diets that lead to more frustration and stress? If there was a weight loss solution that could actually work for you, would you try it? Then head to Golo.com.
I'm Steve. I lost 138 pounds in 9 months on Golo.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo Taking Release.
If you're ready to take back control of your life, head to Golo.com now and see how Golo can work for you. That's GOLO.com.
My sleep is way better. My inflammation has gone way down. Golo saved my life. I was way overweight. That's what sent me down the path. I wanted to make sure and live for my kid.
I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
Join over 2 million people who have found a better way to lose weight with Golo. Your healthier and happier life begins at Golo.com. That's GOLO.com. Again, GOLO.com.